All good?
Looks great.
Okay, so welcome everybody to our May Astro Clearing Circle. And we already had a little bit of an introduction to what it is that Valen and I are up to. We're doing Astro card readings using Valen's incredibly beautiful celestial wisdom astrology cards. And we do individual readings or group readings. And so you can reach out to us if you want to do some sort of a fundraiser or a group retreat or some sort of special event. Or if you want an individual reading, we are happy to do that with you. Just contact us at joy@toolsfortransformation.ca for more information, or you can look on our website. Now, can we see that, Belen?
Yes, I can.
Excellent. Okay, now
Good.
my screen sharing is working.
It is.
So Belen is going to dive into just sharing the Zora channeling for this month, which after reading it a couple of times, I have to say really hit home for me. So take it away, Belen.
Okay. And I'll have to say, I felt the same because, as Sasha knows, when I channel, it's like, does this make any sense? And then I just let it go. And I'm now recording it for everyone, and it's going into each module. You'll see there's a voice recording of the message. And as I did it about half an hour ago, it's like, oh, okay. Like now it kind of lands. I've sort of separated out from the doing of it. Anyways, that's my preamble. Here's what they said, I guess it was yesterday. My dear ones, there is much that is shifting and changing for each of you individually as well as collectively. And although it may appear chaotic, we would like to offer to you that each of you is stepping into a new and higher vibration of who you are in essence. This transformation is being made real for each of you in your three-dimensional life experience. We acknowledge that this is not necessarily easy, nor is it a straight path forward. You are traversing a cyclical change upon your planet that defies your logical understanding, not only in your sense of time, but also in terms of space. This is why it is so disorienting at times. There are energetic shifts occurring that are expanding beyond what you have understood to be real, to be grounded and stable. At this time, there's an opportunity to open to something new within yourself and to know that turning inward at this transitional time provides a sense of stability and groundedness, allowing you to navigate through the profound evolution taking place on your planet. There is support on all levels of existence, which means you may find those in your day-to-day life who can walk this journey with you. And at the same time, there are those energies beyond your day-to-day reality who equally are there supporting and guiding you to your own personal deep healing and transformation.
Beautiful. So let's just let that sit with us for a couple of moments and maybe take a hand, place it on your heart. And as you notice your breath, bringing that nice deep breath in on the inhale, visualizing or imagining or remembering that prana, life force energy rides in on that breath. And so inviting that into the body, into the mind, clearing the mind a little bit, down into the heart space. Bringing the hand to the heart space with a little rub, just softening and allowing and supporting yourself, really being a good companion to you as you go through these changes, these transitions that we're all going through in our own ways, whether you're here tonight in person or whether you're watching on recording. There's so much transformation that's occurring, and it's showing up in so many different ways. And so one of the things that we like to provide in Circle is energy rebalancing. And if that feels like it's for you this evening, then great, you don't need to do anything. We're going to get your tacit permission. But if it's something that it doesn't really feel like it's for you this evening, please say no thank you in the chat, or you can send me a personal message just to say no thanks, and I won't include you in the clearing and rebalancing of the energies. So if you are participating, then during the time that Valen is showing the slides and talking about the energies that we're going to be playing with and working with, not only in the month of May, but as we move forward into the balance of this year, there will be aspects, questions that might be asked or prompts And so you don't have to feel as though you need to or want to participate in that, and that's absolutely fine. And if you would like to participate, please just go ahead and give any responses, and I will do the appropriate balancing and let everybody know in the chat what balancing I'm doing for you. Okay, take it away, Valen.
Okay. So we have already this year been through a very, very intense, a little bit of a pressure cooker feeling, particularly over the last couple of months. And this month, there is some planets that are creating this pressure cooker are starting to move away from each other. So over the course of this month, there will be moments of calm. There will be a sense of reprieve in a way from the intensity. And there's something about this energy, this is connected to the Taurus energy that we're going to be living, the sun's in Taurus right now, that when we can ground and find stability in what's important to us, what we value, when we can really align to it, we have this sense of, okay, there's some grounded balance in my life and I can take a breath. And the other piece about the Taurus energy is that there is a level of simplicity within this way of paring down life to what's essential and to what feels grounded for us. And through that, we can really tap into our own wisdom. So there's it's almost like this slightly less intense, where 2025 is an intense year. That's our reality. But this month, there's gonna be moments where you can really, really quiet and find the simplicity within yourself and recognize your own wisdom speaking to you in those moments. So it's time that we can be doing this. And there's another piece around the Taurus energy, and it has to do with gaining insights that can shift our perspective, allowing ourselves to be open to new awarenesses, new awakenings, new ideas that are coming to us around what's important to us, and allowing our mind to be open enough to shift how we may see things. All of this is grounding, it's stabilizing for us. And there's another piece about this month. In the astrology, planets move forward and backwards. We're probably all familiar with Mercury retrograde because we always hear that. Right now, other than Pluto, all planets are moving forward. And for anyone who knows astrology, they're clearing their shadow as well. So there's a sense that, oh, we actually can take a step forward. There is the feeling of stepping into the potential, the possibilities we feel. And I don't know, each of you this is going to be different for everyone, but a sense of, okay, I can actually see a path forward in some part of my life, where before it may have been a little more of, I need to reflect, I need to sit back, I need to wait, I need to reassess. This month, we're going to have that opportunity. It's like, let's ride that energy and take action where we need to in our life. And there's another piece that's coming in this month, which is about connecting to where we find our optimism, what guides us. And it's allowing us to be guided towards our soul path, our destiny, our future, what we feel, where we feel we want to move, where our soul is pulling us forward. And part of that process is releasing the old perspectives, really dropping into trusting our spirit and not worrying as much about, are we getting this right? Are we perfect? That's not what's about. It's really letting go of the mind and trusting our connection to spirit, to source, whatever is guiding us forward. So there's a little bit of a sense here that's a shift from the last couple of months for sure.
Beautiful. So I just wanted to let everybody know that I checked in to see if we needed a global rebalancing at the start. We did not. But what we were looking for was some support around really getting the full benefit of these personal insights. And that shift, whatever that support we needed to shift our perspective. So in order to support that, we've reconnected everybody to the energy of fascination. So the positive vibration of fascination. So maybe that's something that's going to come up in a bit, maybe not. We'll see.
And that, well, I do love that, because what I was referencing, because I don't say the planets when I'm talking about this, was Mercury. And Mercury is about curiosity. It's about fascination. It's that, that what engages the mind in any kind of new insights, and that was connected to Uranus, new, authentic being. So that's perfect. That's a perfect reconnection. So this is one of the big things that's happening not only this month, this year, this incredible, vast cyclical change that we are living. And what is happening is Saturn, the planet Saturn, is moving into the sign of Aries. And Aries is about I am. Who am I? How do I show up? It's about your passion, your energy, your drive, initiating something. It's divine inspiration. I made the divine self. It's about how we connect to the I am at that level of this is who I am. Saturn is the planet of discipline, structure, boundaries, limits, commitment, rules. It can be fear and restriction, but it's also that sense of long-term learning, stepping into our own inner authority, our maturity, the time. So when we pull these things together, Saturn is a 30-year cycle, so it's been 30 years since it's come into the sign of Aries. And what's happening when this is occurring is that we are being called to take responsibility. That's a Saturn word. Take responsibility to be our true self. That's our Ariesness. To show up, have courage. And Saturn also creates structure, it creates boundaries, creates a foundation for us. And so what we are being offered in this energy is we may need to create a new foundation. This is a new cycle, new foundation to follow our passion, our inspiration, our drive, our energy, our sense of self. And Aries is about courage. So when we step into courage, we can commit to our evolving sense of our identity and our self-expression. How are we doing that now for ourselves? What's shifted, and how do we want to step into this new cycle as who we are becoming, not who we were in the past? And before I go to the last couple of points, because they involve other planets, this is so potent because it is part of this brand new way of being in the world that's part of the 2025 transformation. And so there's a piece here, wherever Saturn falls in your chart, or wherever, I should say, where Aries falls in your chart. If you know your chart, if you look to the Aries part, which will be the house, the area of life, you can start to kind of connect with how this might be playing out. But what I'm going to offer is Saturn is a taskmaster. Saturn is a planet that says, take your time, you need to work at this, you need to commit to something, you need to be responsible. And it at times can feel constricting. It's times you can feel that you're coming up against some sort of limitation that is not comfortable. And so why I'm saying this is because Aries wants to go. Aries is the first. Aries wants to dive into something. Aries can be impulsive. And at the same time, Saturn is saying, oh, no, we need to slow down and create something solid, real, make something constructive that may take time to build, to do it right. So wherever it's happening in your chart, as much as we're being called to, yeah, I'm going to show up as myself, I'm going to commit to this, there may be times where that feels really restrictive. And the gift of Saturn, the teacher Saturn, is allowing you to feel any restrictions, any fear, any weight, any burden, and allow that to actually say, where am I not showing up for myself? Where am I not following my passion? This is the cosmic universe giving you a hint at where there may be pieces to let go of. So I'm saying that because as Saturn moves into Aries, and there's 2.5 years we're going to be working with this, that we want to recognize that it's not immediate. This is slow growth. This is our own maturing in this sign that it hasn't been in for 30 years. So just kind of the caveat to, if you feel, wow, I actually feel the opposite. I do not feel that I can show up in myself for whatever reason. That's the universe saying, okay, where do we go with this? What are we looking at? How is that happening in your life? So I'm just putting this in context so that you can be aware of how this works. And over the 2.5 years, we end up finding our way, learning our lessons in wherever this is happening for you. So on top of this, to support this Saturnian energy that we're working with, we've got Ceres, the asteroid, who is like the great mother, the nurturing, the nourishing asteroid, and she's traveling exactly with Saturn all month. And so what it's saying, or what I sort of feel like when you look at it on a big picture, is we're stepping into something, we're learning something, we're being called to stretch and grow and show up for ourselves. At the same time, we're being nurtured and nourished to actually create the structures that are good for us, that allow us to commit to this new level of who we are, our evolving self. So there's something really beautiful about how that comes together to say, you know what, the universe is taking care of us. The cosmos is offering some nurturing, which says, at this time, make sure that you use that energy to feel nurtured, to know how you nurture yourself, which may be about setting limits, maybe about saying no. It may be creating new structures and boundaries, carving out time in your calendar or in your space, whatever that is. It's offering this to you now. And the other piece, sort of to go back to where you may feel some sort of restriction or challenge, may feel like you're coming up against a wall. Know that working with Saturn is about gaining our personal wisdom. So when we've worked through these challenges that may come up, not to say they have to, but may come up with the Saturnian energy, to recognize that it is guidance to teach you wisdom. So this is a big energy, it's a big shift, and it's an important shift for this new cycle that we're living in 2025.
Beautiful. So in sitting here and listening to you, Belen, and feeling into, it's probably affected by the fact that I'm spending so much time with preschoolers these days. But the thing I'm thinking about is, if we have that big mothering energy supporting us, and we connect with that within ourselves, and we think of ourselves as our own big mother, how am I showing up for myself as my own big mother? But also thinking about this I am statement. I'm feeling into the I am statement in terms of a kind of intention or a forward-looking statement. So kind of that story of, you meet your old college buddy in the grocery store in 2 years, and they ask you, what are you up to, or how are you? And you say, I am, right? What's the ideal? What do you want to be saying to that person? And how are you supporting yourself in feeling the truth of that as your own, you're in your own mothering? How are you feeling supported? So I would like everyone to just reach into their future. And we're going to do a journey in a few minutes, but I just want you to take this moment, just reach into your future and visualize yourself a year from now, or if you can only go 6 months from now, that's okay. Right at the moment, sometimes that long-term planning is just not available to us. But in some sort of a future sense, let's even say we're coming into the fall season. So we've wrapped up spring, we've gone through a summer, and we're coming into the fall season. School is starting again, and we meet up with someone and we have that statement that we're going to make, I am. It might be just one word. Where do you want to feel you can really stand in that I am statement, even if it's just 6 months from now? Where are you with that? That's the question that I guess 6 months is actually November. So how am I sitting in that place even 4 months from now? Right? 4 to 6 months from now. So not even at the end of this 2025 transformational year. Just feeling into that for yourself, and just throw it into the chat, and I will be rebalancing you for that.
And that's a perfect segue into this next slide, Sasha, because anyone who's been I feel like I've repeated this now for months and months and months, because we've been looking at 2025 for at least 6 months. maybe a bit longer, hints of it longer than that. And what is occurring over the course of this year are a number of things that have not happened, in some cases in human history. And we're looking at one of them. So what I just spoke about, Saturn and Aries, is a piece of this astrological connection that is actually going to be exact in February 2026. So if you're putting in your word, you might want to also feel like, wow, what is this new cycle that I really want to step into in February 2026? But these planets coming together, Neptune and Saturn in the sign of Aries, are going to come close to joining 2025, really close, minutes away, but not fully connect until 2026, February 2026. So we get a chance to play with this energy this year, test things out, try things out, and then we get a little bit of a reflection on this. So what this means, Neptune is our dreams, our inspiration, our ideals. They're about, and don't look at the slide because I'm looking at, that's a Uranus description. So I don't know how that happened. So just listen to me, don't ignore that slide. It's about connecting to source, to our creativity, to our compassion. That's what Neptune is. Saturn, once again, is the discipline and the structure and the responsibility. This boundaries are wisdom that comes from confronting challenges and overcoming them, persistence to stay with that. So what's going to, when I put those things together, it's like manifesting. Saturn is like, okay, we're going to make something real, going to manifest. Neptune, the dreams, the ideals, the vision for ourselves, exactly what Sasha said. What do we want to manifest in our future? And to recognize that at this moment, by the end of the month, I think it's the 23rd, I should have written that down, or 24th, that Saturn goes into Aries. At the end of this month, we get to dance with these energies, but they don't actually initiate the brand new cycle until February. So we get to play. And what does this mean? It means, to begin with, being aware that this is a huge new cycle, and there's so much potential for us when we pay attention to what we want to manifest. And Aries is about having courage. So it's literally about having courage to build our dreams based on our ideals, our vision for what we want, and to not get lost. This is about a solid foundation. Saturn is real. Saturn is concrete. Saturn is, let's do this properly. And Neptune at times can be the fantasy. The dreams are the guide forward. Getting lost in the illusion of what can be is the flip side. So what we want to do is have the courage to build our dreams, to manifest our visions for ourselves in reality, to take the time to do it properly. That's part of what's happening. And Aries and Neptune are a spiritual warrior. And as I'm thinking about all the changes that are going on, it feels so important to be guided by our heart, to lead with compassion, to connect to source and move forward in that way. That's part of being a spiritual warrior for ourselves in our own life, doing that in the moment, day to day, in the minute. And part of the Saturnian place that we are connecting to, and I believe is part of how we can step into this next cycle that we're creating for ourselves, is when we can ground the spiritual practice into our reality. Whatever that means for each of us, however we do that, connect to spirit. It can be through creativity, it can be through empathy, compassion. How are we grounding that part? Because we're bringing it into earth, we're bringing it into reality through each of our actions. So there's something so potent about this. And once again, this new cycle starting in February 2026 has never happened before. We get a chance to kind of play with this. What does that feel like? Did I step into that correctly? Correctly is a terrible word. That's not right. Did I follow my heart and do what felt necessary, and how is that working? So it seems to me incredibly important that we are intentional, that we are expressing our true self. What does that look like? Starting something new that is part of who we want to be, who we are evolving into, allowing our essence to come through our actions. So important at this time. And there is another piece around this as we're stepping into this new cycle. There's limits and structures, that's Saturnian, that don't serve us anymore, that we may actually feel really comfortable holding on to, and yet they would be holding us back. So to really examine what pieces, when we go in, what do we feel that actually we can let go of, we can put down. It's like what burden, what structure, what story, what limit, what rules do we actually not need to follow anymore? And we'll all have this in different parts of our life, and they'll all be different stories. But recognizing that we don't want to carry it into this new cycle that's never happened in human history. This is not on a personal level where we want to go. And I actually put this back in because this is from last month's slides. But to recognize that we're in this profound beginning, and in that it means there's profound endings, and there's no way around that. And so what do? We go to the heart. Self-compassion is our guide. And I also say connection to source, intuitive guidance is the way, or our inner wisdom is the way that we can move forward. Because everything's shifting so much, we don't have a roadmap. Like the roadmap's ended. We're creating it for ourselves as we move forward. So it's a potent, powerful time. And whatever Sasha's clearing here is so appropriate for what we're living through right now.
I just reconnected everybody to loyalty, the frequency of loyalty to self. So a kind of commitment, that Saturnian commitment to the I am, which I found it's a very interesting feeling. It doesn't have a very fast or edgy vibration. It's very low and slow, very much of the body, which is pretty fascinating.
Yeah.
And some private messages there, folks, for anybody who wants to take a look.
And I'll just say too, when you say loyalty, and I think about Saturn, is persistent. It's long term. It's something that lasts forever. Like that, it wants to create something last. So I love that because that sense of loyalty is that persistence. And then when we bring that into ourselves and who we are, that's a beautiful reconnection. So basically what's happening is we're in the middle of a soul deep transformation. That's what we're living. And as much as it can be a lot in our lives, in the immediacy of our lives, the essence and the growth and the invitation is that we can do this deep healing for ourselves and allow our own personal transformation. So as much as this is happening, big in the sky, cosmos, planet, it's happening for each of us. And so there's a place in the next little while, the only planet that is moving retrograde is Pluto. And retrograde means let's look inside. Let's pause, let's reflect, let's reassess. And Pluto is, just as anyone who's been with us for a while, has just as of November gone into Aquarius fully. And this is its first retrograde while it's fully in Aquarius. And Aquarius is being our authentic self. Pluto is about empowerment. So we get a chance to reflect on where we are being empowered to live authentically, where we are showing up in that way, and where at times we may have given away our power in some way, or I'll use the words made ourselves small in some way. And to recognize what that is, there's no judgment around that. This is information. It's like, okay, well, how do I want to show up for myself in this empowered way? So this is a beautiful time to do that, as Pluto has just shifted into retrograde over the last couple of days. Perfect time to start to consider that. And there's two planets that are coming together right now, Chiron and Eris. Chiron is the wounded healer, mentor, teacher. Eris is the sister of Mars, a warrior type energy. As they come together, this is the courage to go deep into our healing. This is lasting transformation. Eris wants justice, and she's energized to make things right. And Chiron is our own personal healing. They're both in Aries about, once again, I am. So we've got this profound opportunity right now. They're together in the sky this month, and this opportunity to really explore deep healing for our own transformation and allow that to inform how we are going to show up for ourselves, truly for ourselves. What does that mean now? You know, once again, not yesterday, not last year, not, you know, decades ago, whatever it is. Now, how are we evolving? What are the pieces that we need to look at so that we can free ourselves to move really positively into this whole new cycle of energetic? I sort of think of it as an energetic upgrade, is this 2025. That's what's happening for all of us. So there's another piece of this, and I don't need to go into the astrology, but this is a time to also recognize we don't need to be perfect as we move into this future that we cannot see. Really, we have to trust our connection to source. We need to recognize our compassion for ourselves, not overanalyze, not create our own mental anxiety to the point where we don't even know which way to move. There's an energy right now this month. So where we can, I would say surrender to what you know to be true. Allow yourself to connect into spirit, source, whatever that is, creativity, whatever it is for you, and allow that to be part of the unfolding future. Once again, this future change is so huge, we can't see what's coming. There is no roadmap. We're making it up as we go. And what we need to do is not get in our own way in our mind, to recognize that a lot of this is through our inner guidance. And there's a huge piece, and this has come up in something else someone said, I think it was in our circle last night, the idea that because what is happening is so potent and so huge, I don't know a better word for that, but this is a great time to find someone, groups, whatever, who can share your ideals, who you can walk through this with, where someone who recognizes the potential of this time, what we can achieve as we move forward. And to know that Pluto and Aquarius is the collective, is friends, it's who supports our ideals. So we want to see what we can do to connect. So circles, 100%, having a friend that you can talk about these things where some people may think, what are you talking about? You need that person that goes, yeah, I feel it. This is an important time, and I want to be as present as I can. So just a beautiful time to recognize wherever you can find that in your life, and to know that that support is going to be invaluable. And the last piece that I've got is just that courageously, Aries, take steps into this new cycle, this beautiful new opportunity we're having on planet Earth and in our individual life. Knowing that we may not clearly see a path forward, but we can feel a path forward. We can trust our intuition. We have got lots of guidance and lots of help. And Zora always reminds me, although they didn't do it in this one, but always reminds me, because I often forget, to ask for help. We all have guides, they're all there, but we actually have to engage and we have to ask for the help. So this is part of what I think is going to be the assistance that we have, but we need to be the ones who step forward and say, you know, please give me the guidance, the whatever it is, however it works for you, to manage this time and to walk this new path. So that's our month.
Wowzers. Love it. Very uplifting. And so in alignment with what Velen has just been sharing, we spoke a few moments ago about Ceres and about the Great Mother and showing up for ourselves as our own Great Mother, mothering ourselves. And in this particular case, we're just going to look at being our own best friend. And when we are using our inner voice that is our inner critic, we are not speaking to ourselves in the way that our friend would speak to us. And when we speak to our friends, we do not use the same type of voice as we would use for ourselves. So I'd like you to take a moment now and just be your own best friend, just as you were your own great mother a few moments ago. Be your own best friend and really think about how it is in just most recently. how you have made yourself small in some way. And we were just talking about this last night. It was beautiful. We were talking about actually visibility and invisibility in my case. The way that I make myself small is to try to become invisible in a variety of ways. And so just consider whether it be an old habit that you have that's shown up recently, or whether this seems to be like a new behavior, a new way that you found to make yourself small that you've never tried before. Some way that you diminish yourself, or that you don't take a full account of your talent or your capability or your knowing, your knowledge, your wisdom, your intuition, whatever it be, some way that you make yourself small. And just give us one word in the chat. Again, remember, this is not being broadcast to anybody and I don't repeat it. So just share. And if you want to share it to me directly, personally, please go ahead. And I'm going to clear and rebalance you for that. One way that you see that you make yourself small, that your best friend would say, no, that's not you. That's not right. That's not good. You're not worthy. You're more worthy than that. You're not small in that way. But it's just whatever habit has been showing up, particularly recently. Okay. So just whatever comes up for you, bring that up and we'll clear and release that. And I think we are now, I haven't seen this yet. Love that.
I know. I thought it's very, very perfect for the Taurus.
Very, very apt. That perfectly Taurian energy. Gosh, I love that. I have so many gorgeous Taurus people in my life. And it's such a beautiful energy to work with. This is one of my favorite times of year to work with this energy. And of course, anybody that has earth people in your life, whether it be a Taurus, a Capricorn, or a Virgo in your life, these are the pieces that are coming to light right now, but especially this Taurian energy ruled by Venus. So beautiful. And that's what we're really going to focus in on. So whether or not you've put your smallness, however your smallness is showing up, I'll put my own in here. I'm going to make myself invisible. So what we're going to do is we're going to just sit with that energy that's showing up and that smallness. And we're going to go into our body, into that place of the Great Mother, into that place of where our best friend resides. And we're going to really, yes, I understand the Capricorn piece, by the way. Some folks are making comments about Capricorn. I hear you. I have an ex who's one, so I hear you. And so let's just really dig deep into that Taurus energy for the moment, the beautiful image that Valen has made available to us to kind of spark our imagination and really help us to sink into our own physical body. And especially for women, our bodies can feel like betrayers. And as we age, especially, our bodies can feel like they're not serving us in the way that we would like them to, or we would want them to, or that we feel to some extent abandoned by our body. So whatever that's feeling for you, we're going to let that go, and we're going to trust. We're going to trust in the physical body and trust in our body's connection to planet Earth and to our origins as Earth beings. We are Earth beings, first and foremost. And that's why I bring up this idea of the Earth beings that you might have around you who are supportive, specifically, not the overpowering ones, but the supportive ones, and your own earthiness, whatever your relationship is to Taurus, even to Virgo or Capricorn, whatever that relationship is, finding the positive, finding the supportive, finding the grounding, the earthiness. So we're going to take that hand, place it back on the heart as we had earlier, because this is very much a heart practice. And then we're going to place the other hand on the belly, just below the belly button. And we're going to really feel into and connect into that sense of earthiness, of earthlingness that we have. And we're going to remind ourselves that we are of this earth. We are carbon-based beings. And as we draw breath, invite that prana, that life force energy into the body with each in-breath, we're going to be reminded of how it is that we are inhaling Grandmother Earth. We're inviting Grandmother Earth into our body. And as we exhale, we feed all that is green on this planet. And so we feel into that beautiful symbiotic interrelationship that we have with Grandmother Earth, with her constant presence, her constancy. Taurus is fixed earth, the stones, the mineral world, the soil. Even if you're not a gardener, you've spent some time outside, maybe even as a child, or recently barefoot. You've wiggled your toes in the grass. You've dug your fingers into the earth. Maybe you've planted something, seeds or vegetables or plants. Just taking that moment. Taking this moment to sink into yourself, to feel how your body, at its best, at its highest, at its strongest, is deeply present for you, always available. That breath is always there for you. You don't need to take a breath, you simply need to allow it. And this is the surrender that Velen spoke of a few moments ago. Surrendering to the wisdom that resides in every cell. And from the breath, we feel into the heartbeat. So move that hand that's at your heart center, just move it over your heart. And if you can't feel your pulse, that's okay. You can imagine it. But if you just take a few moments and sink into the quietness of your body, you'll feel your heart beating. Feel the sacredness of that heartbeat that continues while you walk, while you talk, while you sleep, while you rest, while you eat, while you drive, while you work. It holds you up. It moves you forward. It supports you without question. What an extraordinary muscle. And this is true of all your organs. They work silently in the background to support you. How miraculous. Allow yourself to be amazed at the incredible intricacy and yet the simplicity of your body that simply breathes in and out as a beating heart, fluids moving through you. So much aliveness. And finally, connect in with an even subtler pulse. The liquid movement in and out of each cell. Each one of those trillion cells moving in and out. The pulsing aliveness, the on and off of each cell, the communication that each cell has with every other and with the wholeness of this miraculous body. And just allow yourself to sink into the deep, deep wisdom that is here for you. The cells that remember. The heart that sends out such powerful signals. The breath that supports you unquestioningly in each and every moment. The life force energy that moves in and through you with each one of those breaths and each one of those heartbeats and each one of the pulses of each one of your many, many cells. Feel into the knowingness. And now bring your attention just for a moment to that idea of smallness that you had a few moments ago. And feel the absolute lack of truth. There is no truth to that smallness. It simply does not and cannot exist in the miracle, in the beauty, in the extraordinariness that is you. It simply cannot survive. And so sink into the I amness of you and this body, the miracle, the sacredness. Simply feel it, be it, and know that you can return to this deep sense of connection and interconnectedness at any time through your breath, through your heartbeat, through the sense of your cellular miracles. That sacred cellular being that you are, made up of so many aspects, past, present, and future, all in one moment, right here, right now. And simply sitting with that, and perhaps coming up with one word that might be your antidote to your smallness, or it's just one word that inspires you in this moment, or one word that you can feel deeply for yourself in this moment. Take time for yourself now to feel into that word for you. Okay, here we are at the end of our circle for this evening. Thanks for joining us. We'll be back the first Wednesday in June. And just a reminder that if you're interested in playing with us and doing an Astro card reading, just reach out at joy@toolsfortransformation.ca or take a look at our website. And we will see you again soon.